The arena lights exploded to life with a blinding white fury, carving sharp shadows across the packed Texas stadium. Dust swirled under the glow like a storm of tiny ghosts, dancing around the mechanical bull in the center of the ring. Thousands of people roared with anticipation, yet none louder than the elegant, diamond-draped woman standing atop the VIP platform. Victoria Langford. Billionaire CEO of Langford Global. Known for her cold smile, cruel challenges, and absolute confidence that the world should kneel when she walked. But tonight, the camera zoomed in on someone else. A man standing quietly near the bullpen, wearing worn jeans, sun-bleached boots, and a simple denim jacket. His face carried exhaustion, the kind that comes from years of scraping, surviving, and refusing to quit. His hands were calloused. His expression humble. This was Ethan Cole, a single dad who had come here only to find work as a stagehand. No one knew what was about to happen. Then the hook hit like a hammer. Victoria leaned forward, her voice slicing through the speakers. "Ride this bull, and I'll give you $50 million. People gasped. Cameras turned. Ethan froze. But before he could respond, before the crowd could even register how insane the dare was, something happened that would only make sense at the end of the story. As the mechanical bull powered on, Ethan's eyes locked onto it, not with fear, not with confusion, but with a deep, haunted recognition. Almost like he'd seen it before. Almost like he'd lost everything because of it. But how? Why? What did this man hide behind his quiet, tired smile? Right in that moment, before the secret could surface, the narrator's voice cut in. Backhand index pointing right. Before we reveal Ethan's shocking past, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Kindness Chronicles for more real-life redemption stories. The crowd waited. Victoria waited. Ethan simply lowered his head. And the mystery began. Earlier that day, Ethan arrived at Lone Star Stadium with one goal: earn enough from a temporary job to pay for his daughter's surgery. 10-year-old Lily was waiting at home with her aunt, clutching the stuffed horse Ethan had bought her years ago. Her condition was worsening. Time was running out. Every dollar mattered. So Ethan kept his head down. Followed instructions. Lifted crates. Stayed invisible. He didn't notice when Victoria Langford arrived in her black limousine, trailing assistants, paparazzi, and an attitude that could slice steel. She strutted across the stadium in red heels, designer dress shimmering like angry fire. Her company was sponsoring tonight's charity gala, an event meant to raise money for children's health care. But Victoria wasn't here for kindness. She was here to show off power. And nothing attracted her attention more than people who refused to grovel. When she saw Ethan, tall, broad-shouldered, working silently with his cap down, she smirked. "Who's the cowboy?" she asked one of her aides. "Just a stagehand, Ms. Langford. Temporary labor." Her lips curled. "He looks like he thinks he's too good to be impressed by me." That was all it took. Victoria strode across the ring, heels clacking like gunshots. Within seconds, she stood in front of Ethan. The entire production team froze. "You." She pointed a manicured finger at him. "What's your name?" Ethan wiped sweat from his brow. "Ethan Cole, ma'am." "You ride bulls?" Her tone sharpened with challenge. "No, ma'am. I'm just here to work." "Wrong answer." Victoria stepped closer. "In my events, everyone entertains me. And you look like someone who needs money." Ethan stiffened, but didn't speak. Victoria hated that. In fact, she snapped her fingers. The mechanical bull roared to life. "Ride it for 30 seconds. If you don't fall off, I'll give you $50 million. Gasps spread through the crew. "Ms. Langford," a manager began. She raised a hand to shut him up. Her spotlight was set. Her pride was locked. All for spectacle. Ethan looked at the bull. Its metallic frame. Its violent spin. Its programmed unpredictability. And his breath caught. For a single second, a memory from 13 years ago slammed into him, one he kept buried deep, far from Lily, far from the world. A dusty rodeo. A real bull. A scream. A fall. A body not moving. His brother. Daniel. Gone because of a dare Ethan never should have accepted. Victoria had no idea. To her, it was a game. To him, it was a ghost. "I'm not doing this," Ethan said quietly, turning away. Victoria's eyes gleamed like a predator spotting a challenge. "Oh? What could be more important than $50 million? "My daughter," Ethan answered, voice low but steady. "She sick?" Victoria smirked. Ethan didn't answer. He didn't need to, his eyes told the truth. The CEO laughed. Laughed. How poetic. A poor little stagehand with a tragic child. Perfect for tonight's entertainment. She turned to the cameras. "Ladies and gentlemen, here's our charity show. If this man rides the bull, he gets the money. If not, well, life goes on." Ethan clenched his fists. Humiliation burned. Anger trembled. And guilt, raw, old, heavy, rose inside him like a storm. He could walk away. But then he thought of Lily. Her pale cheeks. Her fragile voice asking, "Daddy, will I get better?" He swallowed hard. "Ms. Langford," he said evenly, "you don't want me to ride that." "Oh, but I do." "No," Ethan repeated softly. "You don't." Victoria turned to her assistant. "Turn the cameras on. Let's broadcast a teaser." Ethan stepped forward, voice dropping into a deep, steady tone nobody expected. "I used to be a champion rider." The stadium went silent. Not a whisper. Not a breath. Victoria blinked in surprise. "A what?" Ethan looked at the bull again, eyes dark with old pain. "Before my brother died in my arms, because of a ride neither of us should have taken." For the first time, Victoria hesitated. Just a flicker. But arrogance forced her to continue. "All the more reason. Show us." "I quit that life." "Then restart it," she taunted. The crowd was gathering. Live streaming had already begun. Ethan closed his eyes. He didn't want fame. He didn't want revenge. He wanted his daughter alive. If he refused, Victoria would mock him. If he agreed, he risked triggering everything he had buried. But $50 million. $50 million could buy Lily her surgery. Could buy her life. Ethan opened his eyes, the fire returning. "I'll do it," he said. Minutes later. Ethan climbed into the ring. The crowd chanted. Victoria beamed, sure she'd won. Technicians adjusted settings. The bull screeched and bucked in a violent warm-up. A reporter leaned over the fence. "Sir, are you sure about this?" Ethan gripped the rope. His voice was a whisper. "For my daughter? I'd ride 1,000 of these." As he pulled himself onto the bull, a strange silence washed over the stadium, as if the universe itself held its breath. The announcer counted down. 3, 2, 1. The bull exploded into motion, and the past exploded with it. Ethan's body moved with mechanical precision, a haunting echo of the rider he once was. His muscles remembered. His instincts awakened. His trauma screamed. Spectators watched in disbelief. Victoria's smile faltered. He wasn't an amateur. He wasn't just a stagehand. He was something else. Something dangerous. Something legendary. And as the bull twisted violently, Ethan held on,